Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing on the topic that is city creation. City creation basically we are discussing on the topic that is India account. In India account basically we are discussing on topic that is lava. In this basically we are discussing one topic that is in Mumbai there are basically 1 lakh project basically that is ongoing. That is the topic. So in that topic basically we discuss lots of things. We discuss that uh, how basically the powers are passed, how the future creation is connected, how basically the uh, human mood basically are connected. For example, one person told that if you will eat that, you will get the romantic mood. But how it gets a romantic mood basically? That is from that lava basically, and that lava is created from the future basically. That is the future data basically, which is dumped long before by someone. So one of the person told that that person basically had that food, and when that person basically had that romantic mood, that time basically he had the sexual activity with his wife, and that time basically he got the birth, basically started the birth process. So what is basically going to happen basically? The reason whatever birth basically this world basically has happened, it has happened that way only, which is lava data, which is dumped long before, and on the base of the power supply are basically passed, and according to the power supply the human connects with the power supply, and they basically gets the mood, and that mood basically are many types of mood basically. So one of the person told that for this basically the Bollywood group basically might have created the movie, because they are taking 300 crore rupees, no, basically 100% they might be taken, they might have created it, because Bollywood is to display each and everything basically which is going to happen. So that person basically had that food, he basically had the romantic mood, he basically had the sexual activity with his wife, then that wife basically got pregnant, and that pregnant reason was that romantic mood. So how that romantic mood basically came basically, because this everything basically why I am discussing, because software companies are doing the projects according to this all mood, and they are creating the projects basically, and according to the creation the project get creates, and projects are equal to what, set of data, and set of data basically are at physical location, and that physical location assume that that person basically which had the romantic mood from that human need, that human needs basically which he had basically sexual activity with his wife, and he basically got he basically become father from that mood basically. So what was the basically here the activities basically, here the activity was that lava basically which was dumped by long before by some group basically. So what he actually has written basically, in that basically what he has written, that was very dangerous thing basically what he has written here basically, because according to that written basically in the lava data, that birth basically has happened, that is the next generation of that particular human, that is the girl and boys next generation basically. So one person told that the person basically can eat anything basically, he can basically have anything basically, because there is no rules and regulation that basically he can't eat this, he can't basically eat that, like this basically there is nothing basically, he basically can't do that, he basically can't do this that each and everything basically rules and regulation like this, nothing is there. So here basically how basically the lava group basically will know that basically this person is going to have this child, that is not possible basically, why, because it's a human basically. And for that lots of people says that chip creation basically has done, so that basically this everything conflict basically which is happening there, that can be removed basically. But that is very dangerous basically, because you can't control anyone's brain basically. And that will create problem basically to you. Lots of people say that they want to create the future basically. So they know that basically these all are the data, and according to that basically their life basically is going to be very smooth basically. They might be correct also. They also might be correct. So basically this basically complete implementation basically you can't do. You can basically test to certain level of people basically. After basically the satellite groups gives the brown signal basically, that time basically you can implement to the public basically. That is very dangerous basically. You have to control stuff, each and everything basically you have to do. So one of the person told that that person basically when he had the particular food basically, that time basically that lava data basically which was generated, according to that the food basically was created, and according to that basically he had the food, and he had the next generation. So the lava basically which was dumped long before basically, which was written by set of groups basically, that group has created the next generation of that particular person. So currently basically what is ongoing? Currently in Mumbai basically, Sunil Nair basically told that, "Bhai, I have tracked that basically my next generation is basically not going to happen in India." Then Sunil Nair basically here basically I'm just taking as an example so that basically everything should be clear. So he basically told the next generation basically is not going to happen of Sunil Nair basically, because when he basically checked the lava data, some lava group basically checked that basically that next generation of Sunil Nair basically is not there. The reason basically his Nasbandi was done by set of groups in Mumbai basically, in front of the Marathi people basically. Here basically, really basically this has not happened. Nasbandi has not happened of mine basically. Here basically I'm just taking as an example of next generation. Reason? Software industries are creating the next generation. They are generating the next generation data science project basically. So how basically that is, that basically we are seeing here. So one of the person told that the lava which was dumped long before, that basically connected to his next generation. So same way currently basically which lava basically is getting dumped and which has dumped in Mumbai basically, in that basically Sunil R. Nair next generation is not there. So Sunil R. Nair basically tracked that basically his Nasbandi was done by set of groups. And in Mumbai basically nothing is going to happen basically. For in this user story in Mumbai basically nothing is going to happen. Here basically just I am taking the example. Because one normal person basically can what he can do basically. And in really basically my Nasbandi has not happened. Basically. Here basically I'm just taking as an example. Basically. So here one of the person told that current human people basically who are into the lava creation basically, who actually written the lava data, they are actually creating what basically? They are actually creating the next generation. And when the lava basically is dumped into that area basically, wherever basically area would be, in future basically from that area, the projects are going to be create from the company, and that from project basically the data basically which is dumped for the next generation, that is going to be connect to any of the person basically in future, and that would be the next generation of that particular person. So currently basically which human basically is dumping, sorry, the currently which the lava groups are creating the lava under the Mumbai land basically, they are actually doing this basically. So one of the person told that display purpose is basically display whatever display basically stuff basically is ongoing in Mumbai, that basically the Mumbai group, the Bollywood groups do that basically. But here that is the lava basically. How you are going to display the lava data in front of the public basically, that this person basically है ना, sorry, this particular person basically is going to have this kind of child. That is possible basically. That is not possible. But that is possible that in future basically this type of child will come. How? This was written in the lava data which is created in the Mumbai city, that is directly connecting to the galaxies basically and the universe basically, and which is basically, if lava basically has dumped, that means it has checked by the satellite group basically. So satellite group basically told that basically, then what the nuclear power company and energy company and power companies basically are doing. Then they basically started asking the question, what the Bollywood groups are doing. They are taking 300 crore. What they are doing basically? What the software companies are doing? They are taking thousand crores. So one of the person told that this type of data basically, one of the person told that, is it possible that basically one data science project which will get create, that is going to generate the data of future child going to happen. In that basically, the person who basically had got the nasbandi, that people basically can't get the birth. Why? Because their next generation has ended basically. For example, myself basically, my next generation basically has ended. How basically I tracked? From that lava basically. In that lava basically, when basically when the lava basically was written, the project management plan of the lava which was created, that time basically somebody has written that basically Sunilar man next generation is not supposed to happen, and his generation basically has ended. According to that basically we have created the lava. So when future basically, when he is going to get married, second marriage, so in second marriage he will never have the birth basically. Why? Because his generation has ended na, basically through Nasbandi. Just taking as an example, basically I'm just taking as an example. In really basically my Nasbandi has not happened basically. So here the topic is what basically. Lots of people says that yeah, to yaar, he's basically talking the adult basically adult thing basically. But this is not adult basically. This is not adult. This is the fact basically, that you are creating the future basically, and future basically comes how basically, that is adult only na, basically. In air basically nothing basically, the in air basically, for example this is the place, and in this place basically automatically birth will happen basically from air basically. That is not possible basically. So whatever the process basically is created by the universe basically, that you have to do, and that is the system basically. So here the thing is what, the data are basically dumped into the lava. Lots of people says that India basically has taken the risk of creating the sun solar system. So whatever things basically lava is going to do, na, lava is generating power supply. Power supply equal to what basically? Power supply equal to human energy basically. In that human energy basically, whatever energy he gets, that can be in the next generation format also. He might connect to next generation also. That depends upon the data which he gets, and that depends upon the what type of project basically he's doing, what kind of work basically he's doing. So one of the person told that the currently which generation is which is ongoing, they are actually creating the next generation. Sorry, the lava basically which group basically are creating, that lava basically is creating the next generation. So one of the person told that who actually writes this? The writing purpose basically only the Bollywood group basically have. But Bollywood group basically don't display the lava stuff basically. In their Bollywood basically they have not taken the lava keyword in their Bollywood word only basically. In the Bollywood word, there is no word which is telling that there is one lava. So that they have missed. So they have missed the future creation. Basically. And this is the biggest error basically of the Bollywood industry. So one person told that who actually writes the lava stuff basically? Other than Bollywood basically, who is the writer basically? That is also question basically. Because Bollywood group says that basically we are everything basically. We are the god of Hindustan. Whatever basically we say, that happens in India, and they checks also basically that whether it is happening or not basically. So who is other than Bollywood group basically? Who is writing this lava stuff? So that is very dangerous question basically. That is very dangerous question. So one of the person told that through lava, one of the person told that how lavas basically are created. That means from that lava data, whenever basically the power supply company is going to connect to that lava data, the human gets the next generation data basically. That is that is not magic basically. One of the person told that this is not magical. It's really magic basically. You will not able to believe that basically how the chaining system is basically connected. Even basically the universe group basically say that basically the Earth planet is the most dangerous planet, and that is the most safest planet also. So both side are there. Negative side is there and positive side is there. And here the main thing is the power supply company basically who takes the power data basically. If they do any of the silly mistakes, but that basically they can't do. Why? Because satellite groups are connected with that group basically. So that basically they will never do. By chance basically some mistake happened, that is going to affect to entire world basically. Not only to India basically, but to entire world. So few people says that for 100 for 20 50 country this satellites and this power company is going to take the data for the rest for the 50 another 50 countries this power company and this satellite groups are going to take the data of power. That kind of creation basically mostly might have created, but we can't say 100%. Why? Because satellites basically are connected everywhere basically. When basically his romantic mood was basically happened and basically he had the process of next generation, that time satellite group basically has activated that. Satellite group has activated that basically. But that happens, that control is given to the nuclear power company, and this is a automatic system basically that is called AI basically. And this is the best example of AI. That is the Agla generation. Next, one of the person told that you basically are not getting job basically, right? So some group basically might be trying, what should we do next, what should we do next, so that basically is not supposed to get job basically. So that is actually next basically. And some group basically are telling that basically इसको हम नौकरी दिलाने के लिए क्या करें, what should we do basically. They are doing, they are trying next. So negative positive both are basically are there basically. Negative positive both basically are there. If first marriage has happened, divorce has happened, so second marriage will happen basically. It's not like that basically without second marriage the person basically is going to die. That is not possible basically. If by chance basically first marriage group told that basically इसकी तो हम दूसरी मैरिज होने ही नहीं देंगे, we will kill that person basically. So that kind of people also basically are there. That is called as a abhimani group basically. So here one of the person told that the next generation basically which currently the world is creating, that basically for example in India, in Mumbai city, I have taken the example of myself. My next generation has ended by Mumbai group basically. Mumbai group is telling that basically Sunil bhai tera next generation khatam ho gaya. Why? How they are telling that basically? How basically for example Sunil Nair basically is visiting Mumbai, he basically is not getting the job. Why? Reason human resource groups are telling that भाई इसकी नसबंदी हो गई, ये मतलब he basically his next generation has ended basically. Why? What he is going to do basically with the money? So they basically told that basically इसको तो he's basically बेकार हो गया भाई ये, he's worth basically. Like this basically the advertising has done basically, and this everything is done basically. Here basically I'm taking my example basically. But in real basically nothing has happened basically. So one of the person told that company's human resource group basically knows up to this level basically. They have the data that this person basically which is going to come for an interview, his next generation has ended. Few people says that the interview call ही नहीं आने देने का. Up to that level basically the human resource is telling that we have blocked his resume by cyber group, by this group, that group basically keeping attacking, keeping attacking. His mobile number is blocked, his email address is blocked, everything basically they blocks. And they say that basically everything is blocked basically. Why? Because his next generation has ended. Then basically one of the person to the who told you are basically who basically had given the rights to end the next generation. Then he told that basically lava group na basically who has written the lava data which is basically currently moving in Charni Road. Yeah, Charni Road. There basically the lava currently it's moving off Mumbai city. There basically the lava is moving from the church gate to it has moved to the Charni Road basically. It is moving to the Charni Road. After that Grand Road, after that basically Mumbai Central, then basically the other will come. Then the Bandra also is going to come. Then the Mumbai Central, sorry, the after Bandra I think Goregaon is there. Then after Goregaon, the Kandivali, then the Malad is there. Then the Borivali is there. Then the Hisar. Like this basically keeps on moving. And till Virar basically it's a Mumbai basically. After that Mumbai it's a Maharashtra basically. But in Mumbai city up to Virar basically, I think basically. So up to Virar basically the lava data is going to prepare. So you can just imagine basically what is the situation of Mumbai. That's why lots of temples are there, lots of gurudwaras are there, lots of mosques are there, lots of church basically are there. So there might be reason basically. They have created it basically. That is connected with the next generation. That is called as a Agla generation. And in this basically the people who basically got the Nasbandi or basically by forcefully basically first marriage group or basically his friends or basically some doctors basically has done the Nasbandi, his next generation basically will not happen. Why? Because sperm is also one of the condition basically. Without sperm basically the next generation will not happen. So you can just imagine basically the next generation process. This video basically is telling that basically up to what level the each and every task basically which you are doing basically that is connected up to what level. So currently assume that basically the lava data is moving in from the Charni Road. So what is the condition of that Charni Road? Which kind of environment basically might be ongoing of Charni Road? That is the future generation. That he is the child. He's when basically he will become marriage. When his marriage will happen, then basically he's going to do the marriage of that particular girl or also whatever girl basically. Then basically he's going to get birth. So that environment is getting created basically. But here the main thing is that environment is getting created, but it is not fixed, na basically that he is going to get birth only. Because it might possible that the lava data basically which is created in the Charni Road, that lava data basically can be used by any of the power companies of any of the countries, from any of the countries basically. That is also possible, right? So country to country mapping basically. So in next video basically you are going to see that countries to countries mapping.